call Walmart. Before Amazon came along, the most dominant retailer on the planet, still neck and neck with Amazon. Like different resources. But what's interesting is, he was never bet on to be the winner. He started down in the South, and he had this lack of resources. In fact, if you read the newspapers, back in 1974, he was in an interesting place. He only had 78 stores. Sears had 851, Kmart had 1,326 stores. The combined market value of Sears and Kmart was 65 times greater than Walmart. And if you read the newspapers, I can bring you Barron's, all the different Wall Street Journal, they all said in 1974, sell Walmart. And the answer was because he doesn't have any resources left. Doesn't have the capital, doesn't have this, doesn't have that. Plus, people in the North are going to want this cheap shit. They were dead wrong, weren't they? Because they didn't understand how resourceful he was. He could get the capital, he could get the things he needed, because he had the ability to get his staff, wake up at 4 in the morning, drive 2 hours to another city, buy things at the lowest price possible, drive 2 hours back, stock the shelves by 10 a.m. so they had the lowest prices in town. That had nothing to do with money. It was his ability to inspire people about a mission that they had. And oh, by the way, did the tables change? Oh, just a smidge. Where's Kmart today? Bankrupt. Where's Sears? Bankrupt. And now we have, 11,000 Walmart stores, and they're doing $500 billion with a T. $500 billion in business. If you invested $1,000 back then in Sam Walton, because you didn't believe everybody else, and said, I'm never putting another dime in, I'm just going $1,000, I'm betting in the sky it's worth $25 million today. That's the power of resourcefulness. So if you and I want to go to a different level, let me give you right now how to grow any business. I'm fortunate enough to have 105 companies. They're all radically different industries, from AI to resort-owned, that's #1 in Fiji, education businesses, you name it. Whenever I take over a business, I look at 3 things. How many of you own your own business here? Let me see your hands. And if you work for somebody else, you should still operate like you own your own business, because if you do, you'll eventually own it. You'll either have a piece of this business because they want to leave you, or you'll start your own. True? So what does it take? Write them down. 3 things. First thing it takes is knowing who is your ideal client. And that might be different now than it was 24 months ago, or even 12 months ago. Who's my ideal client? Who's the client that's going to do well with me even with interest rates slightly higher? Who's the person that still needs to buy? I remember back in 2008, I had a dear friend who was a top realtor in Chicago. And her sales went from making like $1.1 million a year to literally making nothing. And what she said to me was, when I talked to her on the phone, she goes, no one's buying. And I said, that bullshit belief system is what's destroying your life. Not as many people are buying, but it is totally false that no one's buying. Because you believe that though, you're not tapping your potential, you're not taking the actions, you're getting shitty results, and you're proving yourself that no one's buying. I said, if you do what everybody else does and you do it better, you get a small advantage. But if you do something no one else is doing, you get an infinite advantage. So I look at industries and everybody does things the same way in an industry. So what do realtors do? What do? They do the same things. What do they do? Come on, you will deal with them. What do? They do listings, they do open houses, they put their ads up, only a few things. They all do that. But guess what? I said, if I were you, I'd go to where people have to buy right now. There's lots of industries where the way they sell is totally different. They only go to these conventions where people are. And you can go to these conventions, relocation conventions, and be the only person from Chicago there. And they have to move. They don't have a choice. That's all she did was change her approach. All she did is shift to doing that. And guess what? Within 3 months, she was back on target. She had the best year of her life, $2.5 million in commissions in 2008, 2009. So if you and I are going to succeed at something, we got to know who's our ideal client. Who's the client you need now? You need to define the DNA of them. And when I see it, know them, I mean know what they want, what they need, what they fear, what excites them. Like, yes, refinancing's down from 60 to probably 33%. And it's been most of your business. So perhaps you're going to have to figure out why somebody refinance even though it's 2 points higher.